The minute you show weakness, you're going to wind up losing your clothing and your lunch. The minute you show any kind of weakness to a bully, you're going to lose everything that you own. Ahmadinejad is a bully. Assad is a bully. Every one of these dictatorships are run by psychotic, mad bullies who have tortured their people mercilessly through their entire tenures. You know, in Iran, they hang homosexuals simply for being gay. You don't see that because the vermin in the media won't even show you that. It's astounding to me how crazy they are, liberals. But I wrote the book, Liberalism is a Mental Disorder. So there's only so much a doctor can do. At a certain point, when a patient is terminal, what you do is you stop telling him he's terminal. I wrote the definitive book on liberalism. No one can beat it. And, you know, sometimes I'm tuning around, I hear other shows. And I told you, other guys are very good in this business. Make no mistake about it, despite the fact that we all compete with each other. People do a good job. And you could almost hear them about to say, they start talking about liberals and liberalism. They get this close to saying, well, that's because liberalism is, and they stop. Because the minute they should say is a mental disorder, they have to credit, you know who, the man who doesn't exist in the new Soviet America. See, in the ex-Soviet Union, they didn't always kill everyone that they didn't like. What they did was, they sometimes simply disappeared them by not permitting them to publish or to be talked about. They became the unmentionable. Do you know that the Fox News Michael Savage is the unmentionable? There's a rule inside Fox News, which I've really not spent time looking at. I know who started it, too. It's the man in green, the man with the green skin. Apparently put out the edict that Michael Savage does not exist. So, for whatever, I don't care. It's to their detriment, because every time I've been on, their ratings have gone through the ceiling. But what I'm saying is, this is a Soviet-style tactic, which is what you'd expect from a false conservative who wraps himself in the flag in order to give himself a good scratching with a loofah. Mark in New York, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Hi, I'm Mike. I have contributed to your fund against CARE, and I've been listening to your show for years, and I love you to death, man. But I think you're mistaken when it comes to the attack on Iran. It's already been planned for August, apparently. Mike, the American military is stretched thin. The people in America, there's Hezbollah suicide bombers here ready to go off in the nearest Walmart. We won't be able to handle that.
You know, let them go off. I'm sick and tired about the boogeyman. Let them go off. They'll all be rounded up. And their co-religionists will be rounded up, too, and put into detention camps. Let them go off. I'm sick of this already, worrying about who's going to go off from Hezbollah. Round them all up and put them in detention camps the day the bombs go off. You know, round up all the Hezbollites and their fellow travelers. What are you so worried about them for? They stand out like a sore thumb. You put me in charge of Homeland Security, there'd be no bombs going off in this country.
Grandmother's at the airport.
There'd be one-way tickets back to the hellhole they came from.
Grandmother's at the airport, and we don't even go after the people that we know that are here.
I know that, but don't blame me for that. Don't blame me for the fact that these people who run the country under George Bush frisk a nun at the airport and break down people in wheelchairs, and they let people in burqas walk by. They won't even look at them. In fact, if you go to Dulles Airport in Washington, D.C., it's mostly women in burqas that were doing the screening. Do you know that?
I absolutely know that. It's absolutely insane, Mike, and I think the Council of American Islamic Relations should be
You should thank George Bush for this. Don't blame CAIR. Blame Bush for it. Bush is the great deceiver. Okay, everything that's gone wrong, blame the buck stops there, my friend. Look, it all went bad for me with Bush. I was never a big defender of his. I was always tepid because I saw what his father had done. But when I saw the Marines being persecuted one after the other, brave guys who have dedicated their lives to this country, that was the end of the road for me. Because the great deceiver could have ended this persecution with the stroke of a pen, but he let it go on. Why would he let it go on? Why would he want to destroy the integrity of the Marine Corps? Can you explain that to me, Mark?
All I know is you got interest in the Middle East, Bush's family, and it goes on and on. They become lobbyists for the Saudis. They allow the Saudis to keep on going on. They don't want Nathan. They want trouble in the Middle East. And really quick, Mike, tell your audience, Barack Obama's got plans to go into Pakistan. This guy's part of the problem too. But McCain.
Whoa! You're saying that Barack Obama's solution is not to attack Iran, but to attack Pakistan?
Yes, because eventually what they want to do from Pakistan is to extend the war actually into Iran later. But that's what his plan is. It's the same.
I see. So it doesn't matter who wins, in other words.
Mike, I love you, man. Thanks.
Well, thank you. I mean, thank you. But look, it can be done without firing a shot. A naval blockade of Iran. We have all these incredible trillion-dollar navies sitting there doing nothing. All they're doing is giving, yes, the men on the airplanes are practicing their maneuvers, God bless them all, but on the ships, they give pregnancy lessons. They give birthing classes, pregnancy lessons, and they make sure that the men sailors don't touch the female sailors. You hear? You got 5,000 people on a ship. It was bad enough containing the men when there was 5,000 men. Now you got girls on the ship. Probably the number is one girl for every 10, 15, 20 men. And you expect nobody to go near the girl? What do you want from human beings? So who did this to the U.S. Navy? Why would you put women on ships? Are you people out of your minds? Yes, you people are out of your minds. I'll be right back.